A very good evening and welcome to Hope TV News Watch. Tonight with me, Tonny Omondi. We have the latest stories lined up for you on this live broadcast. Thank you for joining us. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Boniface Murithi. Let's begin with our top story. Now, Kenya has recorded the highest number of deaths in a single day after 12 people succumbed to the disease, bringing the total number of fatalities to 197. All the deaths are in Nairobi County, 9 from various hospitals, while 3 are community deaths. While giving an update on COVID-19 situation in the country, Health CS Mutahi Kagwe said 65 patients were discharged from various hospitals in the last 24 hours. Alice Diana has the report.
The 12 deaths announced on Monday are the highest number of daily fatalities recorded since the onset of COVID-19 pandemic in the country. Speaking during the COVID-19 daily briefings, Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe said that all the 12 fatalities are from Nairobi County.
3 of the cases actually died at home, and the rest of them are in the various hospitals. And all these deaths are from essentially community-based deaths. And this is the highest number of fatalities that we have recorded in a single day. That is not good news, and our condolences go to the families of those who have lost loved ones.
Today's 189 new cases of coronavirus were picked from 1,205 samples collected in the last 24 hours. This brings the total samples tested to 216,242. From the new cases, 106 are male while 83 are female. In terms of age, the youngest is a 5-year-old while the oldest is 71 years. On a positive note, 65 patients have been discharged from various hospitals, bringing to 2,946 the total number of recoveries so far. In the positive cases today, Nairobi County leads with 146 cases, followed by Kiambu with 20, Machakos 11, Kajiado 5, Mombasa 2. Other counties with cases are Uasin Gishu, Kisumu, Laikipia and Kericho, which have reported 1 case each.
The distribution of these cases in terms of sub-counties, especially for Nairobi, are that Dagoretti North has 77 cases. Embakasi East has 10, Madaraka has 10, Embakasi South has 9, Kibra has 9, Embakasi West 6, Langata 4, Kamukunji and Kasarani all have recorded cases.
Meanwhile, the contact tracing team has received a major boost following the distribution of rapid response vehicles to 13 counties. While presiding over the handover ceremony and distribution of the vehicles purchased at about 102 million shillings, Kagwe said that the major challenges in finding the contacts of COVID-19 patients are logistical.
These vehicles have been procured by the COVID-19 Health Emergency Response Project in my ministry at a cost of some 200 million shillings. Transport has been one of the key challenges identified, especially in accessing the rural areas as the government works at providing quality health care. These vehicles, to be handed over to 13 counties, will boost capacity in contact tracing and surveillance as we work to curtail the spread of the virus in the country.
Counties which are said to benefit include Nairobi, Mombasa, Kiambu, Kajiado, Machakos, Nyeri and Migori. Others are Busia, Uasin Gishu, Nakuru, Taita Taveta, Elgeyo Marakwet and Kisii. Even as the number of cases of the disease in Kenya continues to rise by hundreds every day, raising concerns about the consequences of the government's decision to end cessation of movement in hotspot counties, CS Kagwe has defended the move as announced by President Uhuru Kenyatta, but asked the people to take individual responsibility. Reporting for Hope TV News Watch in Nairobi, I'm Alice Diana.
And churches will be reopening as from tomorrow, Tuesday 14th, according to the Interfaith Council that is tasked with ensuring a phased reopening of places of worship. Now, churches across the country have announced resumption of services, while several mega churches in the country have resolved not to reopen until further notice. Here in Nairobi, CITAM has announced that it will not be resuming on-site worship but will continue with its online services as the situation is being monitored. Our reporter Grace Wangui has more.
that places of worship will commence phased reopening for congregational worship and public.
The announcement to reopen churches was met with a lot of excitement by many faithfuls across the country. Many had already predicted that the outcome of the pronouncement by the President Uhuru Kenyatta would involve churches reopening. However, no one had foreseen the limitations that will be imposed on church gathering due to COVID-19. First, only 100 people will be allowed for one service, which will take only 1 hour. For this reason, there has been mixed reaction to reopening churches, as the restrictions take a toll on churches whose congregation sizes reach thousands. CITAM has announced that all the 28 assemblies across the country will remain closed and that services will continue to be broadcasted through the CITAM Broadcast Service, CBS. According to the church, the decision was reached at so as to protect lives, especially during this period when COVID-19 cases are rising. In Mombasa, where the Jesus Celebration Center, JCC, is headquartered, the church has announced that it will also continue with its online services. According to Bishop Lai, who oversees the ministry, the requirement to run the services for only 1 hour will limit church activities and thus will be difficult to implement the directive. Further, the bishop said the requirement to gather only 100 per sitting will be difficult to choose who will and who will not attend. The Parklands Baptist Church here in Nairobi will also not be resuming their service come this Sunday. According to Senior Pastor Ambrose Nyangao, a significant number of their congregants have families with young children and are therefore concerned that wholesome family fellowship will be affected. But for Jesus is Alive Ministries in Nairobi, congregants will, however, be able to gather despite the challenges. According to Bishop Margaret Wanjiru, to ensure congregants are given an opportunity to worship.
Naenda kwa madhabahu ya Bwana. Hata kama ni dakika moja, hiyo madhabahu niguze hivi, uwepo wa Bwana, uregesho wa Bwana, nguvu za Bwana, shetani ni mhote, daga kuhenia tu ikare nyumba.
For most mega churches, the 100 persons per sitting appeared impossible, as some have a capacity of up to 4,000 adults per sitting. Now, a typical Kenyan worship session is characterized firstly by long hours, with some services lasting up to 6 hours. The government has warned churches to strictly abide by the COVID-19 guidelines issued recently, failure to which actions will be taken against them. Grace Sangoi, for TV News Watch.
Away from that, Ford Kenya Party leader Moses Wetangula has urged the Ministry of Education to set aside a kitty that will help in cushioning teachers in private schools during this COVID-19 season. The Bungoma senator acknowledged that teachers who are not employed by the TSC are going through hard times, given that the employer has stopped payments. This comes as the Kenya Private Schools Association announced that more than 100 private schools have shut down completely. Wetangula's sentiments follow similar concerns by Mombasa-based politician Suleiman Shabal, who asked the Ministry of Education to register with TSC teachers who are employed by schools' boards of management.
Munajua shule zimefungwa. Mara kwa mara tunajua walimu wa shule za umma wanalipwa mishahara na Teacher Service Commission. Ni maoni yetu kama chama na wakazi wa area hii kwamba serikali ikisaidia walimu wachukue pia jukumu ya kusaidia walimu wa shule za private, because private schools make a major contribution in the education of this country, na wao hutegemea malipo ya school fees watoto wakiwa shule. Kama watoto hawako shule, wazazi hawatalipa fees au walimu hawatapata mishahara yao.
The government, through the Nairobi Metropolitan Service, NMS, has drilled a total of 93 boreholes in the informal settlements within Nairobi County to boost water availability to residents within the city. Nairobi Regional Commissioner Wilson Jenga said the provision of water to the communities will end the water crisis experienced in the informal settlements, where residents used to buy water from vendors at 20 shillings to 30 shillings per jerrycan. The RC was speaking in Kibra during the flagging off of the Phase 2 National Hygiene Program, NHP, dubbed Kazim Tonny, where 4,430 youths from the area have benefited from the program.
Serikali kupitia kwa Wizara ya Maji pia imechimba visima vya maji katika mitaa yetu yote Nairobi, na hii visima borehole ni jumla ya 93 boreholes ambazo zimechimbwa kwa informal settlements. Serikali ikasema ni vizuri badala wakae nyumbani waanze kujiingiza kwa mambo mengine ambayo haisaidii jamii kama vile mambo ya ulevi na drugs, waweze kupata kitu ambayo itaweza kutusaidia. Phase 1 vile DCC amesema hapa Kibra tulikuwa na jumla ya watu 1872 1872 wale walikuwa kwa phase 1, na kwa nchi mzima hiyo phase 1 tulikuwa na 26,000 kwa sababu zilikuwa ni majaribio kwa kaunti 8.
Corona upo, wananchi wa Kibra, corona upo. Wengi wanauliza, mimi sijaona jirani yangu akikuja kuchukuliwa. Hii corona upo kweli? Corona ipo na mmeona inaathiri kila mtu.
Even as counties continue to upscale their COVID-19 response by employing set guidelines, among them achieving the 300 isolation bed capacity, a Juja-based Juakali artisan is employing his technical skills to make affordable hospital beds that will be vital in fighting COVID-19. Our reporter Dickens Luvanda tells us this story of Meshach Otieno, who has hit headlines recently over his skills to locally make comfy beds. Take a look.
There has been a clarion call by the Health Ministry for the need for health facilities to procure hospital beds that are assembled locally in a bid to support the country's economy after it was brought to its knees by the coronavirus pandemic. Even though this comes as both a challenge and a plus to the country's health system, several skilled Kenyans have thrived during this season, and Meshach Otieno is one of them. His welding work started back in 2016 when none of us knew what was in store for us in the year 2020. That son, who is based in Juja, Kiambu County, makes some amazing hospital beds creatively crafted from metal just along the Thika superhighway, an art that has made him the talk of town.
Hii kitanda nilichoma wakati nilipewa oda ingine na watu wa Murang'a. Kuna hospitali moja huko Murang'a, siwezi taja jina kwa sahi sababu tujaongea na wenyewe, lakini kuna hospitali moja walinipatia mambo ya madirisha, mlango, na waliona vile niliwafanyia kazi sawa sawa, wakanielezea kama naweza jaribu kutengeneza ile kitanda sababu walikuwa wameimport bed moja kutoka nje. Sasa vile walinipatia hii picha, nilisema nitangangana na hii bed.
The husband of one wife and father of 3 says his motivation to make the unique beds stemmed from his experience in repairing imported hospital beds in various facilities countrywide.
The coronavirus pandemic in the country has exposed major opportunities and risks that the Kenyan health sector has been facing. The pandemic has in turn exposed the talent and skills that the Kenyan youth are practicing in fighting this pandemic.
Even though he has been widely known during this time of COVID-19 pandemic, he first made the bed to assist home-based patients, a move that could greatly help now after the Ministry of Health introduced home-based care in an effort to reduce the number of patients who are admitted to hospitals due to COVID-19.
Changamoto ilikuwa ile wakati nilikuwa na choma hii ya Murang'a. Hiyo moja vile nilitoa hivyo, nilikuwa nafikiria au pekee ndio nawatengenezea. Lakini kuna watu wengi walikuwa nakuja, wale wako na wale wazee kwa maboma yao na ni wagonjwa, unapata mtu labda kiuno ilikuwa na shida. Kwa hivyo yeye amekaa kwa bed kwa hizo muda zote atoki. Sasa hiyo kitu iliniingilia sana, nikasema familia labda saa zingine wanaweza kuwa wametoka wote, na huyu mtu mwenye anaweza mgeusha vile amelala hivyo ako hivyo, mtu mwenye anaweza mgeusha hakuna. Na mara mingi mtu kama amechoka kulala, ana saa zingine anaweza kaa hata akiwa kwa bed.
Now, When President Uhuru Kenyatta met county governors on June 25th, it emerged that only 12 counties had met the required 300 isolation bed capacity in an effort to fight the coronavirus.
Kwa hivyo huyu mgonjwa anaweza kula.
The counties had 6,898 isolation beds against the required 30,500, and only 12 counties had at least 300 beds that could be used in isolation facilities in the treatment of coronavirus.
Lakini hata COVID vile iliingia, sababu iliingia kwa Wakenya wote, hata mimi mwenyewe iliniumiza mpaka hata akili yangu sikufikiria nitengeneze hii bed mingi nipeleke kwa counties. Kwa saa hizi ndio sasa nimepata nguvu nikisema nikipata order naweza tengeneza hizi beds mingi na ziende kwa county.
If he was to be contracted by the county government, Meshach says that he will work day and night to avail the beds thanks to his small team of skilled youth that he has managed to employ.
Roughly nakuanga na watu 30 kama kuna kazi. Kama kuna kazi nakuanga na watu 30. Hao watu 30 kama kuna kazi na choma labda madirisha labda nini, hiyo ni watu 30. Lakini kwa vitanda najua kulingana vile order itaingia, mimi kikwangu ninajua tukiweka Mungu mbele labda tunaweza ajiri vijana hata 200.
The movable bed, as Meshach illustrates,
inateremuka pole pole, sababu kuteremuka inakuwa na shida mingi, labda mtu wako na shida ya kustuka.
Comes at a price of 25,000 Kenyan shillings per bed, a price that he says is linked to the expensive prices of metals that are used in his welding work and the overall cost of production.
Nataka nikutengeneza ile kitu yenye hata wewe mwenyewe ukienda nayo ukiniita baada ya miaka zingine mimi nitakuja nikueleze tu kitu fulani ndio shida, wacha tutengeneze.
The one hospital bed that Meshach Otieno made some years back right from this workshop is the same locally assembled product that has made him the talk of town during these COVID-19 times, thanks to his technical skills. Dickens Luvanda, Hope TV News Watch in Juja Sub-County, Kiambu County.
That story from Dickens Luvanda takes us to a short commercial break on News Watch. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned.
This is where you belong. Victory Gardens Kitengela by Optiven. This gated community is fully developed, filled with ultra-modern value additions such as Maram roads, electricity, solar street lighting, water, 24/7 security, and trees planted in every plot. Victory Gardens is close to high-end international schools, banks, shopping malls, hospitals, and much more. This is a masterpiece project. Invest in value. Call us today on 0702 8310 83 or visit www.optiven.co.ke. Optiven, celebrating 20 years of serving you. Experience the difference.
Is anyone immune to this virus?
We haven't seen the virus in the world before, which means none of us had been exposed to it.
Women tend to have more UTIs than men.
By the time a man is getting a urinary tract symptom, there is a problem.
With live doctors in studio, you get increased information on how to improve and better your health.
Gladys Nyanchoka is asking what causes nose blockage early in the morning?
Prevention, early intervention, treatment and management of different medical conditions.
Noise in the ear is very, very common. It's known as tinnitus.
There is a condition that we call fibromyalgia.
Thank you for calling in today. What's your question?
I've been having a problem with my toe.
Yeah.
Tune in for Health Check every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Hope TV, where you look and live.
Wake up every morning
I shall arise
with refreshing worship playlist.
So come we're ready for your presence. Till there's only you, Jesus. Amen. Hallelujah.
And powerful nuggets of God's word.
His mercies begin afresh each morning.
We had pressed from every side, but we are not crushed. Right place. We desire to be in the sweet space.
The place of praising, the place of singing lips.
Only on Hope Devotion.
Welcome back. You're watching Hope TV News Watch. Now, with the launch of the nationwide Tonny program, thousands of jobless youth thronged Kitui Stadium expecting to secure the limited posts. The youths who have decried joblessness and dwindling economy were seen openly defying COVID-19 guidelines, depicting how desperate they are for jobs. Our reporter Mark Kimondo has the story.
More than 270,000 Kenyans are expected to benefit from the National Hygiene Program, dubbed Tonny, that is aimed at providing employment opportunities to underrepresented groups and provide platforms to mitigate the negative economic impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. The population that turned on this ground, located in Kitui County, can really tell how many people are in dire need of getting a source of income. Over 2,000 youth were gathered here with social distancing COVID-19 requirement lacking a meaning to them. Thus putting their lives in danger of contracting the novel coronavirus. Some even didn't have face masks, with many breaking different COVID-19 regulations, questioning the responsibility of the person behind the programming of the meeting. But what was funny enough is that the men and women on board, including Kitui County Governor Charity Ngilu, were very determined not to break even a single protocol outlaid by COVID-19 response team. No different picture was in other counties, where groups of people were spotted squeezed on specific grounds, expecting that the Tonny initiative will solve their employment needs. In this phase, the national government is expected to underwrite the labor cost, while county governments will provide resources for the project's development, including materials and technical designs.
Na siku ya leo tumekuja hapa sasa kulaunch hiyo kazi ya mtaani hapa Kitui. Pesa ile President ameweka, wametenga 10 billion shillings kwa counties zote 47, kwa sababu each county is affected in its own way.
Hii ni kazi ambao madhumuni yake ni kukusha wa the youth ambao wameathirika sana kupitia COVID-19, ambao tunajua ya kwamba imeweka uchumi wetu ya taifa chini na pia uchumi wetu wa kaunti ya Kitui.
Over 3,400 youth from Laikipia County are expected to benefit from the initiative. Laikipia County Commissioner Daniel Nyamiti is urging Laikipia youth to maintain discipline during the program that will see many Kenyans gain a coin.
Ningewaomba vijana tuwe na discipline. Kazi ya umma huwezi fanya kama una discipline.
The first phase of the Tonny focused on informal settlements in the counties of Nairobi, Mombasa, Kiambu, Nakuru, Kisumu, Kilifi, Kwale and Mandera County. These counties were hit hard by the first instances of COVID-19 and the subsequent cessation of movement policy initiated to contain the spread of the virus. At least 30,000 Kenyans in 8 counties have benefited from the first phase of the initiative, designed to cushion the most vulnerable but able-bodied citizens living in the informal settlements from the effects and response strategies of the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, the government is trying in all means to solve the unemployment crisis in the country that has remained to be a major obstacle in the country. Mark Kimondo for Hope TV.
In Kisauni, Mombasa County, the government has launched the employment of 16,789 youths for 6 months through the Tonny initiative. Speaking during the launch of at Shanzu, Ministry of Interior Chief Administrative Secretary Hussein Dado said youths deserve a means of livelihood, especially during hard times being experienced in the country currently. He has encouraged the young people to save prudently during the 6 months and establish self-employment opportunities. He has challenged the youths to use the opportunity and give a good name to the area that has been known for the wrong reasons, including harboring criminal gangs.
Nyumba yako hakuna mtu anakulipa, lakini kwa sababu rais alipokuwa anafikiria kufungua uchumi wetu, akasema kati ya yale mambo atafanya anapofungua uchumi ni kuhakikisha kwamba vijana wamepata pesa kidogo ya kuasitiri kwa miezi 6 ijayo. Si ni kitu kizuri hicho? Pigeni rais makofi. Na amesema kwamba katika kusitiri vijana, pia vijana warudishe mkono kwa kuosha kwao, kufyeka, kutoa taka, kufagia mitaro na kujizuia na uhalifu, kwa sababu imegundulika duniani kote kwamba wale watu wanafariki sana na wanaathirika sana kutokana na corona wanaishi katika maeneo duni.
Hii nafasi sasa wewe pia ujisaidie. Watu wengi saa hizi duniani hawana kazi, si Kenya peke yake. Nchi nyingi imeanza kufukuza hata wageni. Sasa kama una rais ambaye ana huruma, ameamua kusaidia watu wake kwa njia moja ama nyingine. Hospitali ameziweka madawa, na saa hizi ameona vijana wafanye nini. Hao ndio sasa wako active. Unaambiwa kaa nyumbani, ukae nyumbani, mtaangaliana mpaka jioni.
Residents of Koromatangi Estate in Kakamega County have lamented poor state of roads in the area. The residents who took to the streets accused local leaders of laxity, calling on the government to intervene. They say the leaders should prioritize development as opposed to politics to better the lives of locals. They barricaded a section of a road and planted banana seedlings to show their displeasure with the regime.
Yetu ni mbaya kabisa. Tunafikiria sijui mtatusaidiaje kama serikali, tupige magoti ama nini, tunalipa ushuru. Mimi ni mfanyabiashara huku, mali yangu haiwezi kuja, siwezi fanya, sina kazi sahi. Si ati corona ndio imenifungia, ni barabara imefunga. Hakuna mzigo inaweza pita, barabara ni mbaya. Hakuna, sijui hata tulie aje.
Nasikitika sana, mimi asubuhi naenda kazi kisha naanguka. Hebu angalia venye pole. Na ningependa kusema wameleta siasa na siasa mingi. Sisi tulijua siasa ndio maendeleo, si namna hivyo? Ndio kwa maana pia sisi tunaleta siasa sababu tunataka nini? Maendeleo. Vijana wangu leo wamekuwa na hasira zaidi sababu hivi majuzi tu na tukuona mheshimiwa, hatukuona mtu wote mkubwa. Mama alizalia hapa. Alikuwa anaenda hospitali, pikipiki ya kumbeba ikashindwa pale, akaanguka na akazalia hapa. Kwa sababu gani? Gari haingeweza kwenda huku kuchukua mama impeleke wapi? Hospitali. Hapa we are a few meters from the county office. Kweli Oparanya anaweza kuwa hawezi kuwa hapa mahali. Na nimeambia hao kwamba sisi wenyewe tunajua shida zetu za hapa. Ikifika 2022 hatutaki mtu wote kuja kutudanganya hapa tena anaenda.
Moving on, more than 500 pastors have received food, hand sanitizers and soap from the county government of Nakuru to shield them from the effects of the current pandemic. Governor Lee Kinyanjui said the donations were meant to ensure the clergymen who felt the heat of the pandemic since the closure of places of worship were sheltered from the impact. Nakuru Pastors Fellowship Chair Alex Maina said the clergymen drawn from 11 sub-counties have received 18,000 kgs of maize flour, 2,000 liters of cooking oil, 9,000 kgs of dry beans and 4,000 pieces of bar soaps.
Ninafurahia siku ya leo kwa sababu ya kukumbukwa na our Governor Lee Kinyanjui na pia hata kwa sababu ya wachungaji wetu. That connection ndio imetuma tupokee chakula, na tumepata unga, tumepata mafuta, tumepata maharagwe na hata pia sabuni. Kwa hivyo tunafurahia kwa sababu siku ya leo hicho ni kibali na tunamshukuru Mungu.
Wachungaji wetu wapate at least chakula kidogo, na kwa hivyo tunashukuru. Tumepokea mafuta, tumepokea unga, tumepokea masabuni, tumepokea vitu ambavyo jamii zinaweza kututia moyo. Kwa hivyo tunashukuru kwa serikali yake. Mungu ambariki pamoja na serikali yake.
We are very thankful to our county government and our governor kwa sababu ya this wonderful gesture ametuonyesha kama church, and we really appreciate God for what he has done.
To Narok County now, the Children's Department in Narok County has been directed to create a database for all the street children in a bid to rehabilitate them. Speaking during a luncheon over the weekend, Narok County Commissioner Samuel Kimiti said the data will help chart a way forward on how to assist street children, most of whom are from vulnerable backgrounds and have lost their families, while some have escaped from gender-based violence. The commissioner said over 200 street children are living in the town and need assistance even in maintaining hygiene during the current pandemic. Kimiti said his office will work with other volunteering organizations and business communities to ensure the children are systematically rehabilitated and taken back to school.
Tumeamua ya kwamba hawa watoto hasa wakati huu tuna shida ya coronavirus, watakuwa hatari sana, kwa sababu mtoto mmoja akishikwa na hii ugonjwa ataabukiza kwanza wenzake wale wako kwa streets, na tena ataabukiza hata wale wengine. Na kwa hivyo ndio tumesema bali na kufanya mambo mengine ni kuhakikisha kwamba hawa watoto wamefundishwa mambo ya kujiangalia ugonjwa huu wa coronavirus. I want to challenge those people of good heart to take the issue of street children as a priority. Because when we close our eyes on those kids, we are digging our own grave today. Because tomorrow they will be the hardest thugs, they will be the worst drug peddlers, and they will have no mercy with the society because you do not have mercy when they were helpless.
Sasa najua nguvu imeongezeka na hawa watoto within maybe next 1 month hawatakuwa kwa street tena. Tuna makao mazuri yamejengwa, inaweza kuhifadhi watoto kama 51, yako na vitanda, na tunatarajia kujenga skill training ambayo inajengwa mwezi wa 10 na shirika moja la Mission Direct kutoka Uingereza, na itakuwa ina provide kutrain wamama, vijana wote, watafacilitate kila kitu. Kwa hivyo naona sasa at least tumeunga mkono na hili jambo tofauti, na Mungu awabariki sana wale wote ambaye watajitokeza kutusupport.
I am the happiest person nikiona watoto hao wametolewa katika mitaa. Tumeanza kwa kuwapa chakula, lakini my appeal is tuwape chakula sasa na tuwape makao. Ninaomba mtutembelee pia mahali pale hatuna maji. Tunaomba serikali yetu mtusikie, kwa sababu tunaokoa hawa watoto, na mahali tumewaweka is a rental house. Maji tunanunua, tunaomba tuweze kuletewa maji. Tunaomba wafadhili wote wa Narok, ninajua mnanijua kwa sababu mnaniona each and every town, niko town.
Now, away from that, South Africa is mourning the loss of the daughter of anti-apartheid icon Nelson Mandela, Zinzi Mandela, who passed on aged 59. Zinzi Mandela was South Africa's ambassador to Denmark at the time of her death. During her political career, Zinzi Mandela served as deputy president of the Soweto Youth Congress, and as reported by Reuters, she was an underground operative for the African National Congress ANC party's armed wing Umkhonto weSizwe. Zinzi was born and raised in Soweto and was educated both at home and in neighboring Swaziland. She grew up while her father was incarcerated by the apartheid regime for 27 years. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa said Zinzi Mandela was a household name nationally and internationally, who during the years of struggle brought home freedom.
I wouldn't have been able to survive had I not. I had to believe that this was a very important cause that we were fighting, and I had to believe that one day we would be free, and I had to believe one day my father would be home and that we would be like a family unit. Otherwise, you know, nothing else could have kept me going. That's the ANC actually became my motivation. The struggle became my motivation. That's all I could hang on to.
What's important about the depiction of my mom is the role that she played, a very significant role that she played as a freedom fighter and somebody who fought tirelessly to keep my father's name alive and to hoist the banner of the African National Congress high. And it coming from Africa, you know, in terms of like Afro-pessimism, this just proves that here we've got a filmmaker who's able to tell a story that actually that celebrates the role that an African woman has played in the liberation of her people.
All right, let's take another short break on News Watch. Business News is coming up shortly.
Do you want to eat healthy? Snacks? Breakfast? Lunch? Or dinner? All this only on Bon Appetit.
Welcome to Activate.
It's a good morning. Good morning.
Kickstart your day with George and Kerry on the Sweet Hour of Prayer.
And welcome to Activate, this being the station where you listen and live Hope FM.
From Nairobi to the world.
Great music just for you.
Activate.
The only show that keeps you activated.
Yes, indeed.
Activate. Every weekday morning from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Only on Hope FM, where you listen and live.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Pan-African Housing Development Financier Shelter Afrique has signaled a full recovery as it reported its 2019 earnings. The company reduced its operating loss to 59 million shillings in 2019 from 923 million loss recorded in 2018, representing a 94% drop year on year. Addressing the press in Nairobi, Shelter Afrique chairman Dr. Steve Mainda said despite the minimal loss, the company had put distrustful past behind it and had successfully turned around to become financially viable. Shelter Afrique Managing Director Andrew Chimponda said the company had projected a return to financial viability by 2020 and overall financial sustainability by 2023.
We have now experienced remarkable growth backed by very strong loan pipelines, and the recoveries we are seeing today have excited all our shareholders, and particularly when they look forward to what is going to take place. But then the COVID came upon us, but we can assure the entire continent that we are up to task.
Strong cost control through the Chief Financial Officer who drives the cost control mechanism. So you find there's been a 7% reduction in our costs. Our cost to income ratio has reduced to 68% against our budget of 70%. But I think more importantly, our holding costs, our finance costs have also reduced significantly. You'll find that in terms of our borrowings, those reduced by 31% from the equivalent of 165 million to $114 million.
About 50 schools across the country will benefit from learning materials donated by Prudential Life Assurance. The consignment, worth 9.3 million shillings, will benefit about 1,500 secondary school students from underprivileged families. Over 11,250 students in Form 1, 2 and 3 will receive reading and revision materials, while 3,750 Form 4 learners will receive revision materials to prepare for the national exams. Prudential Kenya CEO Ragzit Soni said the 2 months project will also benefit 4,000 female learners who will be supplied with sanitary pads. Research by NGO Usawa Agenda shows that 80% of Kenyan learners are missing out on virtual learning during this time of COVID-19.
COVID-19 has presented a challenge for the learners in schools today. As we all know, schools are closed and they'll be open. Well, we don't know when they'll be open again. It looks like it's January next year. So we are partnering with Kenya Education Fund to make sure that students can continue learning while they're at home through learning material which we are providing to them. The challenges for students outside urban centers is that they may not have smartphones, or they may not have access to data bundles or internet connectivity. So we are partnering with KEF to provide hard copies of books. And today I'm really excited to be announcing that we are partnering with the Kenya Education Fund to provide learning materials to students across the country who unfortunately don't have access to education materials because of the school closures due to COVID-19.
All right, that's all we had for you tonight on Newswatch. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'll see you again tomorrow, same time. My name is Tonny Omondi, and our sign language interpreter has been Boniface Murithi. Good night.